Right, so today we've been having a quick look at this spare engine we've bought. I wanted to see if the chains were okay, and the good news is that they are. The chain guards are all in place. They look like GM components, so I'm going to leave them be, no problems there. I've had a good scrape around the gasket surface, and we've given this a good old scrub up as best I can. We popped out the old crank seal because that was clearly leaking, so we've got this other one to pop in. I'm going to pop on this L-ring GM spec, I think, or OEM spec gasket, and we'll button that back up. And then the main aim will be to just try to do a bit of cleaning around. You can see I've had a go already at trying to clean the engine, but it's a long process and I'm not finished yet. I've loosened up the exhaust bolts a bit, so that's good news. So yeah, I'm just going to button this up, and it's just starting to drizzle as always. Whenever I'm working on cars, it always starts to rain. Don't know why. Anyway, so that's what I'm on with right now. Right. The eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that I'm back using my tablet because I've lost or misplaced my little GoPro for the moment. So I'm just testing out this digital torque meter. I've got it set for 24 Newton meters, and then I've got this old, well, it's not old, but it's a mechanical style, also set for 24 Newton meters, which is what I believe these should be. So I wanted to double check that this one gave me a good enough reading to match my old mechanical style. So if I just pick one of these bolts, you'll hear that it almost there's like a 3-stage, so you get an initial beep when you're getting close. So 14, 15, 17, you get that little beep. 18, 20, 21, 24, goes solid like that. And if I double check that with my old mechanical one, you'll see that it's as tight as this one would have given it as well. So that's quite a useful thing. It's made by, there seems to be various ones on eBay, probably from China. This one is actually branded as a Nielsen product. So if you fancy giving one a go, check that out. So I've just tightened all of these up to torque. Blocked this up because I'm going to give this a lick of paint, and now I'm just going to carry on wire brushing the rest of the engine down as best I can. Okay, I don't know if you can see how this is coming out or not, but this is the back of the engine, and just bunging up any of those holes with the, I think it's called closed loop foam, so it's waterproof and obviously stops bits and bobs getting in there. So we've got the water pump housing and pipe off the back, just to give me access under the exhaust manifold. And we're just going over it with degreaser, wipes, the wire brush on the end of a drill, just to get it back. A little bit keyed for, I'm thinking a little bit of paint. Even if I don't paint it, then this is better than what it looked like before. So yeah, it's getting dark. I'm going to stop now. But yeah, so the plan for this engine, so I've called this one the spare engine so far. But I believe it's got lower miles than the one that originally came out of the car. So this may end up being the one that I use anyway. One problem is I've got two snapped exhaust studs in there. One was already done by somebody, and one of them I've unfortunately done tonight. So I'm going to get a stud extractor on that. So the plan for this engine then is to clean it all up. I'm not going to change the chains on it just yet, because I know this is a runner. I don't want to mess about with it too much. Just going to give it a clean up and throw it in. I'm going to put a different cam cover on. I've got a metal one that I want to paint up in red or something like that. I'll decide later. So yeah, this one is just getting a bit of a clean up. Chains I'm leaving, as you've already heard 1,000 times. Swap the cam cover. That'll have a cam cover gasket, of course. I'm going to take the oil sump off the bottom and reseal that once it's cleaned up, of course. And I think that's it. Everything else is just going to pop back on there. I might even run this clutch for now as well. I did want to get a lightened flywheel and a clutch. I don't know if I can fit that in right now, in stage 1, if you like. So we'll see. I might just use what's already there. So yeah, a little bit of a spruce up really, that's all. Throw it in, run it for a bit. Bit of a practice, I guess, for number 1, painting engines, 2, engine fitment, 3, whatever else. Just making sure that I get a good seal on the gaskets, basically. Anyway, I'll stop rambling and we'll come back later. Okay, so another day's worth of, well, not a day's worth, but the time that I've got within this day. Carried on cleaning the back again. Can't really do too much more with it. There are some areas I just can't get into. They'll just have to be left. So this is a quick test on this side to see how the paint does. This is the paint I'm using. And the gloss black stuff worked well on other areas of the car. So I'm just checking that this works okay here. Seems to be drying okay, but we'll just have to see how well it sticks. It says to use no primer, I think, so I haven't. I've just wire brushed down and given it a lick of paint. So we'll see how well it comes out or not. Carried on stripping down the front end of the engine, so inlet manifold out the way. You can see just how awful these engines get, as does any engine really after 90,000 miles. So this is the next side to have a go at. This cam cover is just going to be sacrificial, so I'm just going to spray all around it. I don't care if it gets oversprayed or anything. It doesn't bother me. We've got some new O-rings coming for the thermostat pipe across the back, and a new seal for the water pump. I'm going to talk a bit more about that later on, I think, about where I'm sourcing some of this stuff from. But yeah, good stuff. So with respect to getting some of the more difficult to get parts these days for the car, one good contact that I found, I spoke to him when I picked up the engine, we talked about it before, was evotechtuning.co.uk. I'll just flash up the link there. They're sorting me out with some common bits as well, like the side skirt clips. But one of the things that they are hopefully going to get for me is some remanufactured bumper brackets at the back. So they don't exist anywhere else in the world right now, but they're getting a batch made up, and as soon as they're in stock I'll be getting some. I could make my own, but I'm happy to wait and get some of those in. But so they've got all sorts of stuff coming through. They've got stuff in stock like the bottom window seal. They've got a very rare part, which is the coupe rear window trim in stock, so chat to them if you want any of that stuff. And for all of us that know about the fuel tank guard on these Astra Mark IVs, they are in progress of making a carbon Kevlar version, which they've been working on this year. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of them. Obviously they aren't going to be cheap, but you know, if you know how hard they are to find these days, you'll know why. So go and check them out, guys. They've got lots of great stuff on there. John is a guy I've been talking to. Great guy and very useful. You know, I pester him with all my questions about, oh, do I need this? What do I need here? And he's very patient and deals with me politely. So yeah, go and check them out. Evotech for all your Astra Mark IV parts, your VX220 parts, and various stuff for the 2.2 engines and the Z20 LETs. They will sort you out, I'm sure. So I think I'm gonna close up this video and we'll come back when there's more progress on the engine. I don't know where I am with these videos. I just want to get one up when I've got enough content. Right, so I'll speak to you soon.